Disappointed gamers continue to amount over the long years I've struggled. More and more I find myself wondering if this game's worth fighting for. The truth is, I don't know. But there's one thing I do know. I got a job to do, and I'm gonna play it through.
Resident Evil 5.
Hey, it's Danny, and I know it's been a while since I uploaded a proper video. I've just been trying out new games lately and, yes, of course, procrastinating. One of my crutches of my day-to-day life.
What's this?
Dear babe, please stop taking 3-hour-long poops. I miss you. P.S. Don't forget to wipe. Yours truly, babe.
I'll do it later.
So after a lot of binging with a mix of depression and self-doubt, I decided to make a continuation of my Road to Resident Evil series. Last time on
Resident Evil.
I talked about the worst fucking game imaginable with a dumbass gimmick. And now I'm going to talk about a decent game with a surprisingly good gimmick, and dare I say, a worthwhile title to play.
Me going 30 minutes without Fortnite.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Resident Evil community, I present to you Resident Evil 5, an amazing, fun co-op experience that was critically panned too harshly for not being, well, a Resident Evil game. And I'm here to persuade you why you should give this game another chance. So therefore, Your Honor, this game is not guilty of being mid. And I can prove it.
Resident Evil 5 is the fifth main installment of the Resident Evil franchise, in case you dummies didn't know. This game has got everything you don't want from a traditional survival horror, but it somehow manages to work despite being nothing like its original counterpart. In 2009, there was only one game on everyone's radar. No. Not that. Okay, this is kind of ridiculous. Jesus Christ. Okay, almost there. And there we go. This game stars ex-Stars member Chris Redfield. Stars get it. And Sheva Alama, the most important and long-running character in the entire franchise. Isn't that right, Shinji Mikami?
Don't pee your pants.
The only fun fact you need to know about this character is that she's supposed to symbolize the bond of a partnership. Well, so much for that. Together, they embark on a journey through the heart of Africa to uncover huge amounts of bioterrorism activity and to unintentionally reunite with some old friends from Chris's past. This game had a lot going for it around the time, and was probably the reason why it had such a hard time getting accepted by the community. You see, before RE5, there was a game called RE4, and it's considered to be one of the best games of all time by critics and gamers alike. This game was so good that I forgot it was exclusive to GameCube and said, fuck it, we're putting it on the Zeebo. It was on every platform you could think of. This, by all means, is a perfect game. Now imagine following up with that. RE fans around the world expected Resident Evil 5 to be similar in quality, or for some poor bastards, even better than Resident Evil 4. And I honestly can't blame them. The success and praises from RE4 were immensely unavoidable, and Capcom knew this. They had to find a way to live up to that level of expectations. And after 4 years of working on the sequel to the Holy Grail, that is Resident Evil 4, Capcom did the unthinkable. They added co-op. Co-op was the best thing to ever happen in this game, and I'm tired of pretending it's not. Playing co-op on Resident Evil 5 is downright fun, and adds a lot of cool new mechanics into the formula that is Resident Evil. Although I played this game a million times before, it's always great playing the game with friends or family, especially for people who haven't experienced Resident Evil 5, like my girlfriend. We had a blast playing the game, and it's always nice seeing her surprise at these moments in the game. There you go, he's dead.
How dare you put me through that again? Where are you?
Where the chainsaw guy is. Get the key.
Why would you do that to me?
I saved
For
your
what
life,
you did?
babe.
For what you did?
What did I do?
Oh, go get it.
It was funny. Believe it or not, Resident Evil 5 laid the foundation of how we play Resident Evil games today. For example, weapon swapping is a mainstay mechanic we continue to see through the remakes and sequels. It made the games much more convenient and accessible to players. Sure, it lost the perfect minigame inventory system that RE4 brought into the table, but I felt like this was a good change from a gameplay perspective.
I call this Peter Griffin's Mega Busted Bunker Buster.
In a game like RE5, where you have another player on your side, it makes sense that there would be more enemies and faster paced combat. I think it would be ridiculous not to have that.
Wait, real quick. I need to switch my weapons. Hold up. Come on, dude. What? Dude, hurry up. Come on. Hurry. They're coming. Hurry up. Dude, what are you doing? Hurry up. Oh, God, they're gonna get us. They're gonna get us. They're gonna get us. You're stupid. You're stupid. You're actual stupid.
I'm not saying more action-oriented Resident Evil was the way to go. It just made sense for Capcom to embed action segments into a co-op game. I think that's where it all stems from, honestly. RE fans think co-op is what made Resident Evil 5 bad, because it wasn't Resident Evil anymore. It was just another third-person co-op shooter to their eyes. I agree to some extent. Co-op did not make the game bad, but yes, it didn't feel like a Resident Evil game. The atmosphere was gone, the feeling of survival horror was lacking like resource management, goofy AI, and the game is green. Why is the damn game filtered green? I don't understand it. Regardless of its faults, I still genuinely enjoyed the game with my friends, and there's a way for you guys to enjoy it as well. Sure, you've done co-op, but have you done it in professional mode? Playing Resident Evil 5 on the highest difficulty with a friend is super stressful. Oh my god, alright, run. But an amazing experience to endure.
Baron ass. Fuck you.
Professional mode brings cooperation within the game to a whole other level. Imagine being stuck together with your buddy, like in that episode of Family Guy. That's pretty much how professional mode works.
Fortnite.
You need to be at least butt-sniffing distance from your partner, or else you or your partner dies faster than the multiplayer modes that Capcom keeps shoving down your throats. Sometimes a bump in difficulty can make a game feel different. It sort of feels like there's more at stake in this mode because you constantly die if you're too careless. God fucking damn it. It starts to create this dynamic in which relying on your partner is more of a necessity rather than an option.
I got you.
Yeah, I'm gonna stay back. It can be frustrating at times.
No.
Oh
What the fuck?
Last split second. But it does give off a sense of accomplishment when overcoming crazy ass obstacles.
Oh, dude, they're coming. There's so many of them.
Oh fuck.
They're right there.
I'm pushing. I can't tell you how many times we struggled with various bosses, only to just say fuck it. I'm buying a rocket launcher. No! It is a bit of a bitch move, but those were my favorite parts of playing the game because of how much of an effortless kill it can be.
Look, that happened instantly. Fuck off. Fuck off. I spent hundreds of fucking bullets. I don't understand what the fuck just happened there.
Playing this game again has made me realize how much fun the campaign for RE5 can be, and all it took were just some minor adjustments.
Not today. Not today, buddy.
Carlos. Let me die.
Playing with someone should be borderline required. I mean, seriously, what kind of psychopath plays by themselves? Also, setting the game at a higher difficulty than what you're usually comfortable with is something that would go a long way for this game. I said it once and I'll say it again. Co-op was the best thing to ever happen to this game. Is that your gun, Whisker? Or are you just happy to see me? It's my gun, Chris.
You don't have to think it's a gun, though, Chris.
And a trophy platinum didn't hurt it either. And I got the platinum. Let's go. After completing the entirety of Resident Evil 5 with a friend, I've come to understand that a lot of people who have already played the campaign have no good reason to revisit it, and I get that. So it begs the question, what is there to do in Resident Evil 5 if you already played the story?
Gay porn?
Out of all the Resident Evil games I've played, RE5 has been one of my favorite games to revisit because it continues to have the longevity of
nice.
replayability.
I got a trophy for killing the, the chickens.
Besides the campaign, which has a lot of replayability,
Justin Roiland did nothing wrong.
there's a mode that is meant to be played over and over and over again, and that's Mercenaries is a game mode that has you pick a character and survive until the clock runs out. The only way to get a higher score is by defeating as many enemies as you can and extending time as you go. I'm shockingly surprised Mercenaries got me to play more of RE5 for hours on end. It's something that I would never expect to get sucked into. Every character has their own unique moves and weapon presets to choose from, ranging from elbow drops to headbutts. Now, of course, this game was not the first introduction to Mercenaries, but it was the first Mercenaries to have co-op, which is a fantastic addition to an already awesome game mode. This mode rules, and I'm upset this isn't expanded upon in the latest titles. This is such a goofy, action-pumping game mode that deserves more recognition. I even got a new buddy just to play this mode. Say hello, buddy.
It's just a black guy.
Alright. As I said, there's a whole list of characters to choose from. My favorites are Josh, Barry, and Stars Wesker. Sorry, I don't like women. If there's one thing this game got right, it's pure, unadulterated fun. And Resident Evil 5 Mercenaries shows it.
That's it. That's the whole point.
Lost in Nightmares is a DLC that sort of brings back its roots and shows a familiar face, a not blonde Jill Valentine. Thank God. But that's not the only thing that seems familiar. Unlike its main story, elements of horror do manage to flourish within this mode, which I do like, even if it's an hour in length. For how short it is, it makes up for it with interesting levels, an iconic introduction to the mansion,
Two halves can't make a whole. Oh!
long spooky corridors, booby traps, a piano, an abandoned dungeon that sort of looks like my room, a sewer with large rat bones, and the Matrix room. Every aspect of these levels is designed to be reminiscent of the old classic Resident Evil feel, but with the gameplay style of Resident Evil 5, and it works really well.
I'm going inside. All right.
Excuse me.
All right. I'll learn this way. Did you just leave me? I heard the door open. You fucking asshole. Why'd you leave me?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Professional is recommended, but it's not as hard as you think. Yes, you can still get one-shotted easily, but that short held drain duration seems to be the same length as normal difficulty,
Oh, what?
Aw, dude.
What?
which is good. Still hate those fucking snakes though.
Fucking asshole.
Through it all, I enjoyed the time I spent on this DLC. It's a neat little package for a fun co-op game.
Dude, I'm almost here.
And hey, at least it has a smidgen of Resident Evil spirit in it.
Can you shoot him, please?
Wow.
I'll take what I can get. Lost in Nightmares is worth your time. Desperate Escape, however, it sucks. Moving on. If I had to choose between RE4 or 5, well, obviously Resident Evil 4, but with every other Resident Evil game, I would honestly pick 5. Maybe I'm biased over this game because it's one of my first ever 360 games, but I felt like this game did what it wanted to do. It's a Resident Evil by name and a stellar co-op adventure right at the heart of it all. To a lot of fans, this was not what they considered a Resident Evil game, but so was RE4. The concept of what a Resident Evil game should look and feel can be so construed you can barely pinpoint it on a map. So clearly, it's always going to be interpreted differently. To me, RE5 is a perfect Resident Evil game to play with anyone and just have a damn good time. For a game that doesn't feel like Resident Evil, it sure has a lot of quality splashed onto it. From the gunplay to its over-the-top monsters. It's definitely a game that got criticized too hard for being what it is, and that's a damn shame. I had my issues with the game, but it didn't make me stop playing it. Not at all. Replayability is a big factor on why I love this game so much. At the end of the day, playing this game is an experience that has heart. Not just with the game, but with the loved ones you play it with. So much so that it will make you want to replay it all over again. And that's what a good Resident Evil game should do. If there's anything I learned from all this, it's that more and more I find myself wondering if this game's really worth fighting for. Yeah, it is. And it's worth every second.
Hey, handsome. Wanna play?
When dark days came to us, we found no haven or escape. All our prayers go unanswered to take away this fear within. Our screams shake this tear-stained land. Our souls have been stripped bare. Can madness be the only cure? Even death is no less spent from all this pain or worldly plight. When will we see heaven's light? I think of you whenever a bell tolls. If I tell
I got you.
your tale, will this pain cease?
Fuck off.
For I pray
Hit thanks for me. There you go. I got it. I got the trophy.
eternal sleep is where you find true peace.
Ants.